All right, so let's begin. I know that I was saying that I would do a video twice a week, so it's that time to do another video. The title of this video that I've thought out, and again, I have not thought out the content, but the title of the video and the idea would be quality. I like this idea because I can use it in different ways. I was thinking particularly starting off explaining what quality really is when it comes to just typical, what you typically think initially. You think about products and you think about things like that. Then, quality goes into, you can also refer to that as a person's character or what their, even literally what their qualities are. But first of all, I do want to say that I managed to get a lot of views from my last video. My last video, I got comments on it. I got like 30 likes on the video. I got over 3,000 views on the video. And again, I think the video was about 19 seconds. It was less than 20 seconds, the video. And I managed to get all that. And then I put all this time into this but this content is about content. It's not about trying to get me a lot of views or anything like that, or to gain appeal and things like that. But it was nice to get that because, again, it gets the channel a little bit more recognized, gets the views, gets some appeal to it. People see what I look like. That on its own really is enough appeal. Realistically, it's funny because I don't think I think they were all, anyways, we don't need to get into that, but there were some interesting comments, some good comments. I replied to some comments, but again, I got like 30 likes, over 3,000 views. I got the 3,000 views, I think within about 28 hours, 30 hours, like took just over 24 hours to get the 3,000 views. And that's been a while since I've done that. At the same time, it's been a long time. I mean, it's been maybe 6 months, 5 months. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had a video where I shot it with, that kind of reflection where you could really see my face. You could see what I really look like. I think some people are starting to get confused because I use mirrors for mirrors for reflections out there that didn't really show much of a reflection. So it's just like, it didn't really, you could see it clearly, but you didn't really know it that clearly. And there you really got to see me really clearly. So, I mean, it's no surprise that it did 3,000 views right away. And it was good to have. Again, mysteriously went to 3.1K views and just stopped there after 26 hours. And it still hasn't gone up from there. So it is what it is. Maybe it just had some hype in the beginning. Now let's get back to the idea of this video, which is quality. So, okay, let's start with the basics. You have products that have quality, right? You can have, there's, like I said, people believe in different, what is there in quality? What do you have? You can have quality in food. You can go to your McDonald's and you can get decent quality for fast food. But at the same time, you can go to a gourmet burger restaurant and get way better quality, right? Typically, we associate quality with value as well. So typically, not always, sometimes you're able to get good quality for a lesser value. But a lot of the times, or more commonly, as quality goes up, so does value, right? If I have a higher quality diamond, versus, let's say, a very cheap diamond or even an artificial diamond, the quality is higher of that. What are the reasons? Well, I don't know much about that aspect, so I'll get into something else. What else has clothes have quality? What does that mean? It's material, the way it's made, the stitching. Cars is a very good example. There are, you have vehicles of all sorts of quality. So it's funny because in your I would call it your C-class cars or like your C-class cars, you have cars that are very good. You have cars that have different appeals. So you have, some of your American cars. You do have some Ford and I think it's Ford and other companies that make when I was young, and I don't know about now, but in the 90s, they used to have really cheap cars. Ford used to make really cheap, heavy cars, the type of cars that families would drive as well. And you know what? Japan was actually known to build. Japan has a lot of different car companies, but you know, Honda at the time in the 90s was supposed to be the best in its class. So the Honda Civic, the Honda Integra was used in racetracks and things. These cars were supposed to have higher quality in the C class, right? And then you have even higher class cars. And when you're talking about higher class cars, again, there's American competitors, there are Japanese competitors. I think Lexus competes in this. That's one of their best. But you know, everybody feels like in that class, the best vehicles are usually German. And when we talk about German, I think we're really talking about BMW and Mercedes. So these two vehicles, you know, you don't have to know that much about cars to talk about quality. And when you're talking about BMWs and Mercedes or really top class cars, but everybody knows that, you know, the BMW and Mercedes till today still has its quality. What is in the quality? Well, I'm not a car expert, but I'm guessing that, you know, from the interior, from the way the car is designed, from the performance of the car, how it drives, how smooth it is. It's supposed to be a luxury vehicle, but not your higher end luxury vehicle. But still, you know, they can be quite expensive. And they just that German make, it just tells people that this is quality, this is excellence, this is durability, this is everything. And then obviously, you know, I'm gonna go to, and you know where I'm going. I'm gonna go to the top of the top cars. You know, your Ferraris and your Lamborghinis. And I know that in Dubai, these cars are very popular. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Maseratis. These cars are very popular over there. People love everything about them. When you're talking about quality, like sometimes, I don't know about sometimes, but I've seen this. I don't know if this is all the time or sometimes. I'm not that knowledgeable on cars, but I do know that they actually put actual race car seats in the Ferrari. So when you're driving your Ferrari, you're in an actual race car seat, and so is your passenger. Okay, the cars are very light, very beautiful. You need to know, and I'll say this: that you don't need to know anything about the Ferrari to know that, to look at it. You don't need to know anything about cars, sorry, to look at a Ferrari and go, "This is absolutely beautiful." Okay. The Ferrari is beautiful, the Lamborghini is beautiful, they're light, they're powerful, you can go fast, you can go from 0 to whatever you want to go to really fast, you can have a blast on the highway. People love these vehicles. So we got that out of the way. We know what we're talking about, quality and value. Now we can move to people. People are also put in classes. You know what? The truth is that we are not always comfortable talking about quality when it comes to people. You know, when you talk about people who are intelligent or they're really sociable or very cool or they have value, people really hesitate and they feel uncomfortable, and it's not accepted to talk about people with values attached to them. Oh, Sarah's a high quality person. Why? What do you mean why? She's good looking, she hangs out over there, she has lots of friends. She doesn't, you know, even though she's not going out all the time, even though she's not, even though a lot of her friends are boys, I don't know, whatever the case is. People aren't, you see what I'm saying? That right there was controversial. People are very uncomfortable putting values to people, even within business. So you got 3 or 4 different businesses, or a business with 3 or 4 different coworkers or CEOs, and you start comparing them. No, but Ted is smarter. Ted got a degree in business. Ted has a better sense. Ted has had more success in sales. You know, people feel very uncomfortable when it comes to when you're doing that. But there is one area of idea, I'd say, where you can actually where you can actually associate quality with people and compare them. And again, value plays a factor, and that is sports. Sports is totally okay. Okay. So, first of all, we were talking about 3 classes of cars. Sports have the same thing. So the Premier Leagues in Europe, and by the way, they're all Premier Leagues, okay? In English, I would call every league in Europe a Premier League, but the English league is actually Premier, but they have different names. So They got La Liga, which is in Spain. They have the Bundesliga, which is German, and they have leagues all over in other countries as well. Now, again, there's classes of leagues. You have your Premier, and then you have your B League, your C League, your D League, right? And everybody performs. I mean, it's just like cars, but you're allowed to compare it. Why? Because we as fans, we like the player that scores the most goals, that makes the most assists, that plays with the most presence, that has the most beautiful dribble, the most beautiful game, the player that helps his team win the most. That's what we go on. That is an area where it's totally normal. Now, I'm not going to talk about, this sport is the best in the world, blah, blah, blah. We all know that football or soccer is supposed to be the best sport in the world. It's the most lucrative, the most money, the most fans, the most entertainment, the most skill and talent and everything, and the most internationally recognized in the world. But, again, people don't hesitate to say, so here's a fun one. Messi and Ronaldo, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are supposed to be, as of today, and for many years now, we're supposed to be two of the best players in the world, okay? And it was because they were so good and so close in competition. You had like half of the fans say Messi is the best, half of them say Ronaldo is the best. No, Ronaldo kicks the ball harder, Ronaldo's stronger, no, Messi has this and that, he runs like this, and whatever the case is. There it's totally okay. When it comes to sports, especially, we as people, we as competitors, we don't hesitate to associate values with people, right? But again, we're gonna just talk about sports because that's where people are comfortable talking about it. People get paid different, right? If you're very good, you're obviously very popular, and the better your quality is, the more they're willing to pay you. The more games you play in, you start in games, the better the team you play for, and value as fans loving a player, more fans vouching for a player, more fans buying his jersey, more fans supporting him. That goes up in value. So I guess you could call it a popularity value. You can also call it a monetary value because you're earning more money if you are a higher quality player. It is very rare in soccer to have a very high quality player who doesn't make that much money. Okay, he might make less compared to others. Maybe he's a very high quality player, but he's just not popular enough. He just doesn't have that appeal or marketing. But in soccer, that typically doesn't happen. You actually get recognized for the value you have. So you might have somebody you might say, well, he's higher quality than some players who get more money than him, but he's still making a very good cut and he's making some very good money. So how can I finalize this and sum this up? Usually I refer back to me. I always talk about this, and I'm not shy about this at all. If I see a soccer ball out there and anybody wants to challenge me, I'll get right into it. I'll show them how good I am. I know I can play like a Premier League player, even though it would be a rookie player. Realistically, if I really had to do it, I would have to practice a bit, obviously. But if I had some practice on an actual field, the same field that I'd be playing on, it would take me almost no time to just play at that level. It would be nothing for me to play on a small field, to play around with people, to play with the ball, to seal the ball. It's no big deal at all. It's what do they call it? Child's play. It's child's play. So again, so we're not comfortable talking about people having qualities with, who do you like more, which group of friends, who is better. People are very uncomfortable when talking about that. But when it comes to sports, everybody likes talking about that. Sometimes people talk about, we won't even get into that, but it happens with everything, happens with every level. But you know what? I'm gonna wrap this video up here. It wasn't as powerful or exciting, or I should say, it wasn't as powerful as my last videos on personal economics, obviously. But I thought I did enough content on that. There's nothing more to do on that, so I did this, and it's a nice little cute video. It's on quality, and it's not bad. Keeps me current, and again, I'm glad to get those views and get the channel's appeal going up again, getting it noticed again and everything, getting comments and likes and all that. So I'm gonna end this up right here, and that's it.